everyone, welcome to Kavin English Learning channel. Today we start a new program that is English Around the World. Do you know why English sounds different in places like the UK, USA, Australia or Sri Lanka? English changes because of history and culture. It's really fun. In this video, we'll look at how English is different in some countries. We learn new words, idioms and cultural facts with lots of examples to help you understand. This is great if you want to travel or talk to people from other places. Let's start. English started in England a long time ago. Now over 1.5 billion people speak it. It's official in more than 50 countries, but each country makes English special. First, the United Kingdom or UK. This is British English, so we can see the vocabulary difference. These are words that mean the same thing but vary between UK and US English. In UK, lift, US elevator. For example, take the lift to the 3rd floor. In UK, flat and apartment in US. For example, I live in a small flat in London. Boot in UK, trunk in US. For example, put the shopping in the boot. Rubbish in UK, trash or garbage in US. For example, throw the rubbish in the bin. Biscuit in UK, cookie in US. For example, would you like a biscuit with your tea? Holiday in UK, vacation in US. I'm going on holiday to Spain next week. Lorry in UK, truck in US. The lorry delivered the goods this morning. Petrol in UK, gasoline or gas in US. For example, I need to fill up with petrol. There are also some spelling differences. UK English often keeps extra letters or uses different ending. COLOUR, color in UK, COLOR in US. My favorite color is blue. You can see the spelling difference. Realize, REALISE in UK, REALIZD in US. I didn't realize it was so late. Center, CENTRE in UK, CENTER in US. The shop is in the town center. Traveling, TRAVELLING, traveling in UK, PRAVELING in US. For example, she is traveling by train. Organize, ORAGNISC in UK, ORGANIZE in US. Let's organize a meeting. So you can see some difference in the spelling also. Phrases and idioms. UK English has unique expressions influenced by culture. Fancy a cuppa means would you like a cup of tea? Tea is a big part of UK culture. Cheerio means goodbye, informal and friendly. Ta means thanks, short for ta very much. Knackered means very tired. I'm absolutely knackered after that walk. Chuffed means pleased or happy. Example, I'm chuffed with my new job. Queue up in UK, line up in US. Queue up at the bus stop. Mind the gap, a famous phrase from the London Underground, meaning be careful of the space between the train and platform. Now, let's see Australian English. Australian English, often called Aussie English, is influenced by British English but has unique words, abbreviations and slang from indigenous Australian languages, convict history and outdoor culture. It's casual and fun. Below I've expanded with more example grouped by categories. I'll compare to US or UK English where it differs and include sample sentences. Let's see the examples now. Okay, let's see some examples now. Servo in Australia, gas or petrol station in US or UK. Short for service station, for example, stop at the servo for fuel. Donor in Australia, duvet or comforter, UK, US. For example, it's called grab the doona from the bed. Brekkie in Australia, for breakfast, US in UK. For example, what's for brekkie this morning? Barbie in Australia, barbecue in US or UK. For example, fire up the barbie for some snacks. Here the snacks for the sausages. Biscuit in Australia, cookie in US but can also mean biscuit. Context matter. Tim Tams are my favorite biscuits. Sanka in Australia, sandwich. In US and UK. Short for sanka. For example, make me a Vegemite sanka. Okay, trackies in Australia, sweatpants in US or tracksuit bottoms in UK. Short form for tracksuit pants. For example, I am logging in my trackies. Roundabout in Australia and UK. Traffic circle, rotary in US. Example, go right at the roundabout. Petrol in Australia or UK. Gas or gasoline in US. For example, fill up with petrol before the trip. Boot in Australia or UK. Trunk in US of a car. For example, put the luggage in the boot. Mossy in Australia, mosquito in US or UK. For example, the mosses are biting tonight. Roo in Australia, kangaroo in US or UK. For example, watch out for roos on the road. No worries in Australian English. No problem, you're welcome in US or UK. For example, thanks for the help, no worries. She'll be right in Australian English. I'll be okay, optimistic attitude. The car broke down, but she'll be right. Flat out like a lizard ringing in Australian. Very busy, unique idiom. For example, I've been flat out like a lizard ringing all the week. Good day in Australia. Hello and good day in US or UK. For example, good day mate. How's it going? Sickie in Australian English. Sick day of work in US or UK. For example, I am pulling a sickie to go to the beach. Sri Lankan English. Vocabulary, slang and phrase examples. Sri Lankan English is a distinct variety influenced by British English with heavy borrowing from Sinhala, the majority language, and Tamil, as well as Portuguese and Dutch from colonial history. It is used by about 10 to 20% of Sri Lankans as a first language, often in urban or educated context, and features unique words, slang, and grammar that reflect local culture, food, and social norms. It differs from standard British or American English by incorporating loan words, creating new compounds, and adapting phrases for everyday life. Let's see some examples. Let's see the vocabulary differences. These are common words or usage in Sri Lankan English that differ from British English or American English. Hotel in Sri Lankan English, restaurant in British or American English. In Sri Lankan English, it refers to a place to eat, not just accommodation, due to historical marketing. For example, let's go to the hotel for some rice and curry. Petrol shed, gas station or filling station in American or British English. A local term for a fuel stop. Example, I need to stop at the petrol shed before the trip. Cover in Sri Lankan English. Wrapper or bag in British or American English refers to any enveloping item like a plastic bag. Example, put the books in a cover to keep them clean. Shorties in Sri Lankan English, snacks in British or American English refers to small savory bites like patties or rolls. For example, we ordered some shorties with our tea. Lady's finger in Sri Lankan English, okra in British or American English, especially the vegetable, not the biscuit or banana variety. For example, add some lady's fingers to the stir fry. Batchmate in Sri Lankan English, classmate in British or American English refers to someone from the same academic batch or year. I ran into my old batchmate at the market. Cousin brother or cousin sister in Sri Lankan English, male female cousin in British or American English. Specify gender in a compound word common in South Asian English. For example, my cousin sister is coming over for dinner. Pass out in Sri Lankan English, graduate in British English or American English differ from the standard meaning of fainting. For example, she passed out from university last year. Stay in Sri Lankan English, reside or live in British or American English. Often used for permanent residence. Where do you stay in Colombo? Okay everyone, see how English changes with culture. It's not the same everywhere. It's exciting and full of variety. Do you like this video? Subscribe and comment what English do you like best. Share a word or example from your home. Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.